Hello, I'm Shadow X, and today we're doing What If May Adopted Naruto Part 2. So, roll the intro. What If May Adopted Naruto Part 2. After Naruto wins against Anko, Naruto says, Anko, I believe you owe me a date. Then Naruto breaks the quicklime. Then Naruto says, you're free. Then Anko gives Naruto a hug and says, I'm in your debt. You saved me from that curse mark. Then Naruto says, oh, it's okay, and gives her a hug. Naruto says, wear casual clothes for our date, and our date will be on the day after the Forest of Death. 2 hours later, everyone arrives, and they see Anko relaxing on the ground with Naruto. And then Naruto says to Suigetsu, I believe it's time. I believe it's time to let loose. So let's get going. Then Naruto says, Anko, don't have too much fun without me. Then I say, Suigetsu, throw me the scroll I gave you, and I give you permission to use Kiribocho. Then Naruto opens the scroll and retrieves his armor and windbreaker. After Naruto puts it on, he activates his gravity seals again. Then puts the scroll back into his windbreaker. Then Suigetsu said, oh, this is going to be really easy. Then I said, oh yes, it will be. Then Naruto grabs his katana and kisses Anko on the forehead. 10 minutes later, Anko says, everyone, this is the Forest of Death. Some of you can be killed. Then Naruto said, oh, our village is known as the Bloody Mist for a reason. Then most of the ninjas are scared for what Naruto and Suigetsu have planned. Then once they receive their scrolls, Naruto shows it to everyone and says, come and try and come and get it. If you do, you'll die. Then Anko says the exam begins. Then Naruto and Suigetsu rush to find a team. And once they find a team, they're quickly beheaded by Suigetsu. Then Naruto says, bloody hell, I forget you're fast with that one. As they search the team, they find another Earth Scroll. They think, oh, bloody hell. Then, 2 minutes later, they find another team. But before Suigetsu could even react, Naruto had drew his katana and sliced off each ninja's head. Then Naruto says, oh, this was way too easy. Let's go through their stuff. And they find a Heaven Scroll. 10 minutes later, they arrive at the tower. Then Naruto, realizing what he has to do, he opens both scrolls, and then a ninja pops out saying, well done, ninjas from the mist, you pass. Then they walk into a massive room, and they say the preliminaries will be held in 5 days. Then Naruto says, oh, sweet. Well, what's the quickest way out of here? Then the ninja says, to fly. Then laughs maniacally. Then Naruto says, oh, that's nothing. Naruto bites his hand and uses the summoning jutsu. Then Suigetsu says, you're not going to fly out. We're not going to fly out on that thing, are you? Then Naruto says, it's only a condor. Well, a massive one anyway. And, well, he might have a taste for blood, but he's a sweet little bird. And Naruto summons a massive condor. And then Naruto says, oh, come on, Suigetsu, man up. So they both jump on it and the condor flies away. Then Naruto says, oh, we're already at the... oh, I forget my bird is one of the fastest. We're already at the exit of the Forest of Death, so let's jump off. When they jump off, they both land with a massive thud, creating craters in the ground. Then Naruto says, Suigetsu, let's go back to the hotel. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Then Suigetsu said, well, you got a big day tomorrow, don't you, Naruto? Then it says, oh, yes, I do. The next day, Naruto heads out and knows Anko is probably at the torture core. He heads out and waits for her. 10 minutes later, Anko walks out of the torture core. And then Naruto says, oh, you're looking nice today, Anko. Then Naruto rushes up and gives her a hug. Then Naruto says, well, I thought we could go get some dango, my treat, so have as much as you want. And once they arrive, Anko decides to order everything in the dango shop. Then Naruto says, I thought this would be your weakness. 2 hours later, Naruto said, alright, do you want to go hunting? Then Naruto said, oh yes, I do. I want to kill something, in a maniacal tone. Once they arrive, they head out, they head out of the village to a nearby forest. Then Anko says, alright, meet back here in 3 hours, and we'll see who's killed the most. In those 3 hours, Naruto has killed one white rabbit, but Naruto thought that was a bit. Naruto knew it was a substitution. 10 killer wolves, 22 snakes, and 40 normal rabbits. Then Anko said, wait, a white rabbit, isn't that normally a substitution? Then Naruto said, oh yeah, a ninja was following me because I was outside the village. Then Anko said, oh, that makes sense. Then Anko showed what she had killed. Then Naruto said, wow, that's a lot of tigers. Anko had killed 48 tigers. Then Naruto said, oh, this is gonna get you some money. Do you mind only handing in 47? I'm quite a good cook, you know. Then Anko said, oh, I would like to eat some of that lion then. Then Naruto uses lava style, burning rocks jutsu, to create a fire pit. Then Naruto grabs another scroll out of his windbreaker labeled cooking utensils. Then Naruto thinks back to a lesson he had with May. May was teaching him how to cook for a woman. Then Naruto remembered his butchery lessons as well. So Naruto grabs one of his small knives out of his windbreaker and starts carving up the lion. Then Naruto says, alright, we're gonna have 2 lion steaks. Then Naruto grabs a cast iron pan out of a scroll and some oil and salt and pepper. Then Naruto cooked the lion meat and said to Anko, dinner's ready. They both had a lovely day, and they spent the rest of the day just walking with each other, talking. 3 days later, the preliminaries have started. All the matches will be the same except Naruto vs Kiba, and because because the sound team has been killed, it'll be Suigetsu versus Shoji. Naruto versus Kiba. In the match of Naruto versus Kiba, Kiba says, oh, you don't look that tough. I don't know why everyone's scared of you. You're probably just a weakling. The Leaf is the strongest ninja. Naruto starts to cackle in a maniacal tone and says, you're the strongest ninja? Your Kage might be known as the god of shinobi, but everyone else here, they're just weak. Actually, except Anko. She's quite strong, but I still managed to beat her. Then Naruto puts away his blade. Then Kiba says, you're not even going to use your blade? Then Naruto says, no. I don't want to get the blood of a weakling on my weapon. And because once I draw my weapon, there will be a head rolling on the ground. And I don't want to kill any Leaf Ninja today. Then Kiba gets really angry at this and uses Fang over Fang. But Naruto simply disappears out of everyone's sight. Only the Hokage can keep up with Naruto's actual speed with weights and the gravity seals on. Naruto is going as fast as he can with those both attached to him, but then he axe kicks Kiba in the back, then jumps back. Kiba starts to get up, and Naruto said, oh, you're more resilient than I thought. So, how about this? Naruto infuses his fist and punches Kiba right in his solar plexus, sending Kiba straight through a wall. Then Naruto says, you went down to that? Bloody hell, the Leaf's weak. This makes someone very angry in the crowd. This makes a pink-haired girl really angry in the crowd. But Naruto uses body flicker and quickly knocks her out and says, take this scum away. The next matches go as in canon, but with Neji and Hinata's match, once Neji is about to use the finishing blow to kill Hinata, Naruto activates his bloodlust and says, don't you dare kill any members of your own clan. Then he rushes to Neji, using a spin kick to knock him in the temple, sending Neji out of the ring. Then Naruto says, are you alright? Are you alright, lady? Naruto picks her up and uses body flicker to arrive at some medical ninja. This makes Hinata blush. Then Naruto goes back the stands to wait for Suigetsu's match. 1 hour later, Suigetsu's match was about to begin when Choji says, "I don't want to fight." Then Suigetsu said, "I understand how you feel, but the job of a ninja is to kill the enemy, but I do not consider the leaf an enemy. I only consider the stone an enemy." Then Suigetsu said, "I'm going to end this quickly." So Suigetsu punched Choji into the wall, ending the fight. Then Suigetsu is announced the winner. Then Suigetsu goes up to Choji and says, "I'm sorry, I had to do that." Then he picks Choji up out of the wall and says, "See, it was quick, so you didn't have to fight." Then Suigetsu goes up to Naruto, then says, "Let's go back to the hotel and let's get some training in." After they say that, the final match or the final exam has been announced, saying it's going to be in 1 month, so train hard. In the 1 month, Naruto and Suigetsu have been training their Kenjutsu and Taijutsu skills, so they are now ready to be in the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. The next day, the final exam begins. The first match is Neji versus Naruto. Then Naruto said, "So, last month you tried to kill a member of your family, so I'm gonna kill you." Then Neji said, "I've heard rumours about you, Fox boy." Then I said, "Oh, what rumours are those?" And Neji said, "Oh, about you and your partner killing Zabuza Momochi, an S-rank ninja." Then Naruto said, "Oh, that's nothing." Then Neji said, "Oh, I've also heard that you have 2 Keka Genkais, Lava Release and Boil Release." And Naruto said, "Oh, is that all you know about me? There's a lot more no one knows, and one of those things is my kill count." Then Naruto said, "I will show you the reason we're known as the Bloody Mist." Then Naruto grabs his katana, then closes his eyes, then reopening them, showing Neji that his eyes are now fox-like. Naruto rushes at Neji as fast as he could. This is so fast only the 3rd Hokage can keep up. Then Naruto drew his katana and said, "Quick draw." Then Naruto appeared in front of Neji. Then Naruto retracted his blade into the scabbard. Then Neji's body split in 2. Then Naruto said, "Everyone, if anyone tries to kill a member of your own family, there will be people like me coming after you. So do not ever do that." The next myth, everyone is shocked by this. The Naruto body flickers back to the stands to wait for the next match. In this timeline, Sasuke is not late because he doesn't have a rival and he is a lot weaker. So the next match is Gaara, the Sand versus Sasuke Uchiha. Once they arrive in the stands, Gaara senses the blood, smells the blood, starts to get angry. He starts to lose control. But at that moment, 2,000 ice Senbons are sent from the sky into the stands, and with an evil voice saying, "You killed Master Zabuza." Then Naruto said, "Oh, you must be that other missing nin." Then the voice of Mei, the 5th Misakage, said, "Naruto, that's Hakuyumi, an Ice Keke Genkai user. We need her in the mist. She belongs to us anyway." Then Naruto uses body flicker to arrive at her and punching her in the gut with a lava release infused punch, punching her right in the solar plexus, knocking her out. Then Naruto uses lava release, quicklime sealing jutsu. This seals Haku instantly. Then Naruto goes up to her and says, "You know, you're cute. Why don't you come back with us?" Everyone in the crowd could see this, but what they couldn't see was Gaara going into his tailed beast state. He's now in his half transformation. Naruto says, "Shit. Damn it, I did not want to deal with a tailed beast today." Then everyone hears an explosion where the Hokage, Kazekage, and Mizukage are. Naruto said, "Suigetsu, take care of the One Tails. Kill him if necessary. And use that form. Suigetsu knows what Naruto's talking about and says, I can go all out for once. And Naruto says, oh, yes. Take out Shikaku as fast as possible. I do not want any collateral damage. I do not want any damage done to the leaf. Then Naruto uses his body flicker to arrive at Mei's side. Then Mei says, Naruto, why are you here? Why aren't you going after the One Tails? Then Naruto said, that's not the Kazekage. There's someone else inside of him. Then a serpentine voice said, oh boy, you found out then? And Naruto said, of course. I sensed your presence the moment you walked into this village. After all, I am the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. And the Nine-Tails is an expert on sensory ninjutsu. Then Kurama laughs into Naruto's stomach, exhaling a bit of his bloodlust, then says, Naruto, I will not take control of your body. Just use my power and kill this snake. Then, without hesitation, Naruto goes into his two-tail state, grabs his katana and slices off the Kazekage's arm. Then Naruto jumps back just beside Mei and the Hokage. Then Naruto says, I've got this. Then the Kage's body starts to fall into mud. Then Naruto says, oh, a mud clone. Where are you, Snake Man? Then a too familiar voice to the third Hokage says, oh, I'm right here, boy. Then Hiruzen says, Orochimaru. Naruto knows this is a double S rank ninja, missing nin in the bingo book. Then Naruto says, oh, I've got this. Then Naruto uses Boil Style, Thick Poison Mist Jutsu, and Lava Release, Lava Dragon Jutsu. Then Naruto says, no one go near this cloud. Only I can. After all, I have immunity to it. Then Naruto rushes in with his blade, trying to cut Orochimaru. All he's doing is creating small cuts on Orochimaru's body, but Orochimaru is cackling in pain. Naruto says, oh, I'm gonna end this fast, otherwise everyone else here is dead. So Naruto goes into his three-tail state, and then he's four. Then Naruto, his body is covered in a thick red chakra, and now he looks like a really small nine-tailed fox, but with only four tails. Then Naruto tries to create a mini-tailed beast bomb, but he swallows it instead, and fires out a laser. Then Naruto says, this should finish him. Then a voice said, oh, not that easy to kill, boy. Then Naruto goes to his five-tailed state. This makes Naruto incredibly angry. Grabs his katana, infusing it with lava release. Then Naruto slices the head straight off Orochimaru. Then Orochimaru just simply comes out of that body like new. Then Naruto says, oh, snakeskin jutsu then. This is going to be fun. But I know that only jutsu has one last. Can be only used once per fight. So Naruto goes into a six-tail state. This scares Mei, knowing he only can control the five. But Naruto says, oh, I've got this under control. Kurama's lending me his power for this, as he hates the Snake Man. But Naruto grabs his katana, almost breaking it for the sheer force of his grip. Naruto slices Orochimaru straight through and says, Orochimaru is now dead, so please, Lady Mizukage, come with me. Then Naruto activates his seven tails state, then his eight. Then Naruto goes into the full nine tails transformation. This is not the nine tails avatar. This is the full nine tails state. Then Naruto allows Mei to jump on top of him. Then Naruto says, this is going to be fun, isn't it, Mei? So they rush to where Shikaku is. Then Mei uses Lava Release. Rubber Sealing Jutsu. Then she fires out a thick rubber cement, landing at Shikaku's feet. Then Shikaku says, oh, Nine Tails, you're here. Then Kurama says, Shikaku, or should I say Tanuki, you're gonna die now. Then Naruto is running around the Shikaku, slicing its limbs off, and all that's left is a leg and the sand body. So Naruto creates a tail beast bomb. Then he swallows it, forming a lot of steam coming out of his mouth. Then Naruto infuses the tail beast bomb with lava release. Then Kurama says, lava release, tail beast bomb. This creates a lava tail beast bomb that fires at Shukaku, leaving a massive hole straight through Shukaku, making him fall over. Then Naruto shouts, Suigetsu, you've done brilliantly. What jutsu did he use to let Shukaku take control? Then Suigetsu said, the clay possum jutsu. That's just shit. I've not got to knock the Jinchuriki out. Then Naruto reverts into his two-tail state. Naruto thinks this is enough power to at least knock the Jinchuriki out. Then Naruto jumps over the Shukaku and starts spinning with one leg out, infusing chakra into that leg. And then Naruto does a massive spinning axe kick into Gaara's head, knocking him out. As Naruto does this, Shukaku starts fading away, saying, I'll get you next time, Kurama. Or Nine Tails. Then Naruto realizes, this tail beast has a massive grudge against Kurama. But firstly, I need to get that Jinchuriki. Naruto body flickers to the Jinchuriki, picking him up, then rushing him back to Mei. Then Mei says, well done, Naruto, and gives him a hug, and then says, we need to get back to the village. Then Naruto, Suigetsu, you've done well today. Come here, I'll give you a ride. Then Suigetsu says, wait, what? Why? How? And then Naruto says, I have full control for now. Then Naruto goes into his 8-tailed state, then his 9. Then Naruto turns into the full 9 tails and rushes back to the village. But when everyone sees a 9-tailed fox, they start to remember their tragic experience from 12 years ago. But Naruto just simply heads back into his normal state, then rushes over to the Hokage and says, Hokage, the threat has been dealt with. I hope, from what I've shown today, you will allow a peace treaty between the leaf and the mist. Then the Hokage says, I believe that's necessary. You've dealt with Orochimaru, a problem on our end, and you've dealt with Shukaku. Then Naruto says, here, please take care of him. A Jinchuriki should not be in this much pain. Then Naruto heads out, back to the hotel. So Naruto grabs his stuff and says, I believe we've been here in the leaf long enough. Then Naruto says to Suigetsu, I think it's time to go home. Then let Lady Mizukage sort out everything she needs, and once once everything's dealt with, she'll summon us back to the leaf to be her escorts. On the way out, Naruto sees Anko. Then Naruto says, Anko, I should be back in the leaf in about 10 days. But please protect my aunt, the Lady Mizukage. Then once Naruto says this, Anko says, of course, Naruto, with a happy smile on her face. Then she kisses Naruto. Then Naruto says, alright, you're amazing, Anko. I wish I could stay here longer, but I have to go home. Then Naruto summons his condor and says to Shigetsu, this is the fastest way to head back to the mist. We've got to report everything that happens. 10 hours later, they arrive in the mist. Then Naruto says, Then Naruto summons a meeting between the 7 ninja swordsmen that are left. Then Naruto says, everyone, I know there's only 2 of you left, and I know we're still young, but we would both like to join the 7 ninja swordsmen. I believe we've shown enough power. Then the 2 ninjas say, of course, we've been waiting for this day. You two are like our younger brothers. So here, Naruto, I know we still haven't found Samehada, but please take the needle sword. I believe it will do you well for now until you find Samehada. So Naruto grabs the needle sword, but seals his katana in a scroll and says, I'll have this with me as well. But Naruto says, this needle sword will become in handy, especially with dealing with hundreds of ninja. Naruto and Suigetsu rest for 10 days, because Naruto was incredibly drained of chakra, even though he had Kurama's full support. Naruto thinks for himself the tail beast bomb, and the laser tail beast bomb, and the lava release tail beast bomb. Those are stuff I only have to use in emergencies. I overused them today. I overused them. But I'm gonna get some rest now. 10 days later, they're both summoned back to the leaf. So Naruto summons his condor, and Suigetsu is getting used to riding on it. Then Naruto says, I was wrong about this one. He's a good bird. 10 hours later, they arrive in the leaf. When they get there, two people are waiting at the gate for Naruto. Naruto thought Anko would be there, which she is. But then there's also the Hyuga girl Naruto saved. Then Naruto says, Anko, I get why you're here. But why is the princess of the Hyuga here? Then Anko says, she's fallen for you, Naruto, just like I have. This makes Naruto incredibly happy and says, you know what? Let's all three of us go on a date after I report to Lady Mizukage. This makes Hinata blush and Anko smile, saying, of course, Naruto. Once Suigetsu and Naruto arrive in at the hotel where Lady Mizukage is, Naruto says, me and Suigetsu have been promoted by the last two members of the 7 ninja swordsmen to their official ranks, so we're both 7 ninjas, we're both part of the swordsmen of the mist now, and I've been given the needle blade. This makes May so happy, then she rushes up to hug both of them and kisses both of them on the forehead, saying, you two, I view you as my two sons, and there's something I want to tell you. I am promoting both of you to Jonin. This makes Naruto and Suigetsu so happy, and they said, oh, so that means we're going to be able to go on a lot higher ranked missions. And she says, of course. Alright, this is where I'm going to end off part 2 of What If May Adopted Naruto. I've been Shadow X. Hope you enjoyed.